Hello, witches. Hello, witches. And welcome to a Thursday night live at 8. And tonight, if you're just joining for the first time, hello, I am Aurora Moon, and thank you for joining me. And if you are not new to my station, then you already know who I am, and I don't need to repeat it. Anyways, this is going to be a very exciting spell that we're going to do tonight. It's a mirror spell. Are you guys ready? You should have a compact mirror. It can look like this. It doesn't have to look like this. It could be a magnifying one if that's all you have. You can have something like this as well as something like this. As long as they're matching, it's a lot easier to work with. Okay, these at the dollar store only cost me $2 each. Okay, they're a pretty good size. And I see that Sherry, you're asking what size candle. It does not matter, honey, but remember, the bigger your candle is, the more it has to stay lit, right? Longer it takes. You do not need a candle for this spell, though. You do not need string for this spell. I am going to show you how to use this spell with it, though, because you can actually make this into a gentle curse. Yes, you can if you want to. If you don't want to, then that's fine. Don't make it into a curse. You don't have to. Okay? It's all up to you. But you may want to have some string with you. May have a couple of different mirrors with you. You may want a few things with you. It is totally up to you guys, honestly. Okay? One thing I love about mirror spells is that, well, let's think about mirrors for a moment, okay? Mirrors, if you were to look into a mirror, what do you see? You see yourself. You're reflective, right? Which, by the way, guys, can you hear me okay? I'm going to bring my speaker a little bit closer just in case. There we go. Okay. Anyways, it's reflective, okay? So it can make you face yourself, okay? It can be used to protect by putting it. I visually use mirrors to protect for my cutting cords and protection spell that I do on a daily basis. Okay, please understand that I cut cords regularly to keep me clear from the debris that everybody else can bring in for me. Okay, what else do I have here? It can amplify your spell. Okay, it can influence it. It can enhance it. It can any which way that you want. Okay, so I have some examples, for instance. Okay, and I have to write this down because if I don't write it down, I always forget stuff. So mirrors are like crystals. Okay, they store information. So that's why, for instance, antique mirrors, you need to cleanse them, and you need to cleanse them good because it can hold memories, it can hold anger, it can hold a lot of energy into a mirror. Okay. Um, and it can hold it for an extended period of time, too, guys. Okay. That's why you hear about spells or people with mirrors having, freaked out about mirrors. That's the reason why they can be used for a long period of time. You can, let's see. I think I got everything, but you kind of have to look at it as if it was computer files. Okay. If you were to have a mirror like a computer file, okay, you understand that you can have it and it might be full, but you can also erase all of it too. Okay, so if you have an antique mirror that you feel that is harboring energy with it, more than likely it is. Okay, cleanse it and cleanse it again and cleanse it again. Okay, do it as many times as you need to. Okay, I'm just seeing all you guys chiming in. Thank you for joining. I've got Bridget, I've got Brian, I've got Amy, I've got Tamara, I've got Shannon, I've got a whole bunch of you guys out here tonight. Thank you so much. I always appreciate it. Sherry, I think I've already said you earlier. But thank you for joining, because this is actually a very important smell that you can use, because you can use it in multiple ways. Okay. So, one of the ways that I'm going to use this tonight, I mentioned that you should have a piece of paper and a pen, marker, whatever you want to use to write down. Okay. It can be lined paper, it doesn't have to be. Okay. You can use scissors to cut it perfectly, rip it, whatever you have. Okay. Really doesn't matter. Okay. But you want to kind of get your stuff, your supplies out. So, your mirrors, I'm going to bring in both. I brought a candle, but I'm not going to use it. Well, maybe. If I do, I'll show you how I'm going to use it, okay? And we're going to cleanse everything first. I'm going to light my incense. Now, if you haven't already smudged your space, please do so. I always do it before I get started, okay? It is important that you do that on your own. I take my time to do it. And it's important that you make sure that your space, whether or not it's positive stuff that you're doing or negative stuff that you're doing, okay, working with, okay? It is important that you do that. I do mine in a couple of ways. I not only smudge my space, I use a ritual, like a consecrated ritual that I do with my smudging, but I also visualize being in a bubble too. Because when I do a lot of work down here, I have a tendency of a portal opening up in that corner. And something's been going on lately. So I might have to go check into that corner again and see what's going on. But it can happen when you're doing a lot of energy work. Okay, guys? Please remember to always work safely in your space. This does not always mean candle stuff, it means with spirit as well. Okay? You can think that you know what you're doing. Please make sure you know what you're doing. And if you're not sure, ask. Okay, I've got plenty of videos on how to cut cords. Okay, if I haven't done one on a casting a circle, I will definitely start doing that, because I do have a video that I do have a casting of my circle. I can't remember which one. Amy might remember. Amy's my go-to girl when it comes to these things. Shannon is too. She's my spiritual assistant. So she's my Canadian girl. And then I've got Amy on my US side that takes care of stuff. Oh my goodness, I'm just trying to light this, guys. And it's taking forever. This is my empowerment herb that you would have heard me talk about as my offering. There we go. To my guides, God, goddess, whoever I'm tuning myself into for this spell. Okay. I always like to use my empowerment herb because it has a mix of beautiful herbs together that I just think is amazing, that I know that my gods and goddesses would appreciate. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you have window open. I'm just kind of looking, making sure I do have a window open, but I might have to do it again. Okay. If your screen is, or if your mirror is dirty, try to make sure that it's clean too. Okay. You want to make sure that everything that you're cleansing or using is clean, right? Okay, we're going to cleanse our mirror. I'm probably going to run it through again just because it's mirrors, okay? I always envision all of any energies that are attached to it. I see it leaving. Okay. I visualize it going. Okay. I'm going to open up a window just in case. Last thing I need is for fire alarm to go off. I should get into the habit of just checking that before I start, but that's me. Get over it. Oh, there's my cackle, Sherry. You always love when I get going. Okay, so I'm going to make sure. Now, if you have a mirror like this, you can use the magnifying one too. It's totally fine. You also have ones that will have a 3-piece as well, like a little tiny mirror, a bigger mirror, and a bigger mirror. It's okay too. Okay. Because remember, when you're using mirrors, especially if you're using it for somebody to face themselves, right? It's perfect to have mirrors coming at you from all directions. Honestly, it's perfect recipe. For a gentle curse, if you were to go that way, you don't have to, okay? Is it a curse? It depends on how you want to look at it, right? I'm a gray witch. I do a whole bunch of stuff. I don't look at this as a curse, but maybe somebody else kind of does. I don't know. So I'm just saying it might look like a gentle curse. It's a good way of making somebody face themselves if that's all you want them to do, right? Now, if you were to do that, okay, I'm gonna use my candles just in case I do use it. Don't know yet. Okay. Um, oh, I forget what I was gonna say now. You guys get used to that. No, I think I was saying something about if you want somebody to face themselves. Use calamus root as well. Okay, calamus root is used for mind control. If you want somebody to tell the truth, it also can be used for dominance. Okay, so be careful how you use it. But in something like this, I would use the calamus root to have the truth come out. If you were using the mirror spell as somebody to face themselves, okay? So if you've got your mirrors all cleansed, again, like I said, I'm kind of going through both just to make sure that all is good and clear, okay? I like making sure, especially now, one thing you could also do is you can use I think you can find them at a Home Depot or something like that, at more of a hardware store, is those glass tiles that you could put on the back of yours, like a backsplash. Oh yeah, you could use that if you want somebody to really see themselves for who they are. Oh yeah, use those little square ones and have it face towards them. Okay, that's what you do. You want them to face themselves. You want them to really see themselves for who they are. Get them to be surrounded by mirrors so that from every different directions they are facing themselves. They're dealing with them. They have to cope with them. Okay. Okay. So if this is on a person that you are wanting them to deal with themselves, or you can use this mirror spell as, let's say, flat. Okay. What I do sometimes is I'll take my money candle that I had lit, because Wednesdays and Thursdays are a great day for money. Okay. Thursdays making it a great day for business money. Okay. So if I want to amplify that, I would grab my mirror and I would put it on top, my candle on top. I'm going to tilt it so you can see it a little bit better. Okay. Can you guys see it? There we go. There we go. Okay. So you would see it, you would place it on the mirror. Okay. And then you would do your spell while it's on the mirror, and that would amplify it. Okay. Enhance it, amplify. What other words did I use? influence, reflect. Not really a reflecting one, right? But you could also get little words like this. This one says grateful, you matter. So the grateful one I have up as well. And I would use it on there as well to amplify my grateful. Okay. Depends on how you want to look at. Okay. Which I have my money candle sitting on my grateful pad here that I received in the mail. It's awesome. Okay. But if you're using it for somebody to face themselves, okay. So for instance, I'm just going to grab a piece of paper. You would put the piece of paper, you would fold it, put the names, make sure, well, no, don't fold it. If it's a single person, have their name, but have their name on both sides, okay? So that they're facing towards the mirror on each end, okay? That way it doesn't matter which way they're looking, they're going to get it, okay? The same thing with this one. Okay, I'm going to tilt my camera a little bit again, okay? So you would do the same thing with this one, okay? But if you want to protect somebody, you would put their names on here, but then you would have the mirrors on the other way. Okay. So any harm that would come to you or to whoever you're protecting is going to bounce off. Okay. Whoever is coming at you with malicious intent or any destructive chaos, whatever, it's going to hit the mirror, bounce off, and hit them back. Doesn't matter which direction they're coming. Okay. You're going to see it. Okay. So that's how you can work it that way. Okay. If you need somebody to see from all sides, then get square ones. You can get the square ones at the dollar store too, and make a cube where they're all standing up attached to each other. Okay. If they're cubed, they're going to stand up a lot better than round. Okay. And you can cube them together and have the person's name on the outside reflecting again. Okay. So that's another way of doing it. Now, if you were wanting to bind somebody, let's say somebody is causing a lot of harm and they have no idea the destruction that they are causing. Okay. You are going to take your piece of paper. Here's my piece of paper right here. I'm going to put some names or maybe a name or multiple names. I don't know. So you're going to put the names down. Okay. Okay. And then you would have, it would probably be best. Well, it depends on how you're doing this. Okay. Oh, okay. I have a name that I want to put on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it inside my mirror. Okay. If it doesn't fit, you might want to redo it. Okay. But you would put it in here. Okay. Then you would take a string. Okay. Now I have the spell written out. Move this here. I got to write it out. Otherwise, I'm not going to remember it. I don't memorize my spells, just so you guys know. Okay. So you would use the wax to hold it in place. But you could do a binding one in the sense of I bind you from causing harm to yourself and to others. And you can repeat that. And then you can take the wax off your candle, okay? And then you can drip it over top of your mirror or your cord to hold it down, okay? To solidify it, okay? If that's what you're doing for a binding spell. Now, as you can see, I kind of made a star. It's kind of falling apart now, but you can do that on here as protection for you, okay? With that intent, okay? Remember, when you're doing this, it's all about intentions when you're doing it, okay? Now you can do it with a large mirror as well, like I said, with here, okay? And if you wanted to, you could take a glue gun and you could glue it. You could do that too. Or you could take the string like this, okay? And bind it together like that as well, okay? This isn't long enough for this, okay? Or you can take elastic bands and do that. I don't think I have any elastic bands down here either. No. Anything you want to hold it into place that's not going to come apart, okay? You can use tape if you want to, but tape tendons on something like this, I would think that it would come loose, a little bit looser, okay? So you're going to want to hold it together, okay? And that's how you would do that, okay? Now, if I were to do this one, I'm going to do this one again, and I'm going to recite. Do I have my candle next? Oh, I could do this. I have wax somewhere in there. All the names in there. Okay. And I can say mirror to see, mirror to know, mirror to help, the power flow. Mirror absorb, reflect my glaze, or reflect my gaze. Show me truth within your glaze. Show me the future, show me the past. All is hidden, revealed at last. Mirror, mirror, display for me all what I desire to see, so mote it be. Okay. Now, I don't know if I have enough wax in here, but I would just pour the wax on here. No, I don't. I don't have enough wax. I didn't bring any out because I didn't have any intentions on doing it like this. But I change my mind as I go sometimes. And it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes your creative flow comes when you're doing your spell. And if you're getting asked to do that, then you do that. Okay? Don't ever mirror hex and a curse. Yeah, that's probably better to say that, Brian. Yeah, it's kind of to me, I don't look at it as a curse. Yeah, it's binding. Is it holding somebody's intent? Yes, in a sense, right? I'm gonna start this. So if I'm using my candle, sometimes I just do enough to do that as I bind. Okay. You can use a binding spell for it as well if you wish. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Okay. Understand that when you're doing this, it does not need to be perfect. Okay. It's going to probably look messy. You're probably going to have it fumbling a little bit. That's okay. Just as long as the intentions are there and you fix it as you go. Okay. Nobody expects you to do a spell perfect the first time around. It doesn't go as flawlessly as everybody sees on TV. Those are the movies. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes you miss something and go, crap, I have newt. I forgot I have newt. Yeah. I have new to something else. I can't remember what it is offhand. Don't ask me. I write things down because my memory is not the same as it used to. And I accept it for that. I'm not mad at myself when my spells, where I don't remember my spells word for word. I have a few spells that I remember word for word. Not most of them. I write them down, guys. Okay. So don't think that I've got it all figured out. I don't. I write it down. I things come to me as I'm doing it. I take that as my guides coming in and redirecting me onto what I'm supposed to be doing with my spells. Let your imagination run wild. Let your guides come in and help you. Okay. That's what they're there for. If you're getting guidance along the way, take that as a sign. Okay. That's part of it. Okay. I never, ever, oh my God, sometimes I'll do it the first time and go, oh my God, that was so horrible. I'm going to come back and do this tomorrow. Now that I've got the flow. Okay. And if that's what you do, that's what you do. Okay. They're not, the gods and goddesses are not up there laughing their ass off. Well, they might be, but no, they're not down here laughing their ass off at us as we're struggling to make sure that our spell is perfect. Okay. It doesn't work that way. They're here to encourage us. They're here to back us up. They're here to offer support, and they're here to offer guidance. And our guidance comes through intuition. That's where we get our creative flow. Okay. So if something doesn't feel right when I'm doing this spell and you're like, no, that doesn't feel right, go with it. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Okay. If you're getting directed to do something different, go with it. That's your intuition coming in and saying, hey, listen to me. I'm important. And when you get used to it, when you start getting used to doing what you're doing, oh, believe me, you won't doubt yourself on doing your spells. Okay. It took me a long time before I got my confidence up to even share. You guys know that. Okay. Believe me, it took a long time to see my spells work. But even when I saw my spells work, I never shared it with anybody. I was too nervous to, you know. I think I had maybe one girlfriend that I shared with, and that wasn't, I never mentioned it as a spell. I just, I said it as manifesting because it's the same thing. Okay. If you have a birthday candle and you're saying happy birthday and you're blowing out a wish, what do you think you just did? Come on. Everybody has these, every religion of some sort, and this isn't a religion for me. Okay. This is what I feel guided to do in my life because that's what I feel guided to do. I love doing this stuff. I love getting creative. But do you think I remember things? No, I don't. I don't. I'm human. I'm human like you guys. Okay. So don't get yourself all worked up over something like that. Mustard seed is eye of newt. Thanks, Sherry. I knew it was something simple. I have all the Canadian names for it, right? I don't have all these witchy terms for it. I can't remember. I can't. Okay. And guys, if you don't have string and you want to still bind, use elastics. Use what you have. Use yarn. Like if you have yarn, use yarn. If you have Kleenex, get your Kleenex and you roll it up. You get it all twisted like this in the sense. Okay. And you use that to bind. Get creative. There's no stopping you. Only yourself, only your own limitations are stopping you. Okay. But that's as simple as it can be for mirror spells. Let's see if I have, what else do I have written down on here? I probably missed a whole bunch. Oh, yes, I did miss something. If you have some mirrors and you don't have any smudge sticks, you can use sound, you can use water. I would probably use water aside from the smudge sticks, just because that to me would give me more of a visual of um, washing. cleansing everything through, right? Where sound, I do trust sound when I'm doing my space, but it took me a long time to trust sound to do it. That's why I still use a smudge stick. It's not that I don't trust it. If that's all I have, or if I'm guided to use sound, I will. But I prefer using a smudge stick. It's just how I am. Let's see. I said mirrors can be used to protect somebody by putting their name between two outward facing mirrors. I already said that. Okay. To block someone in life and magic, put their name between two inward facing mirrors. Okay. We talked about that. Mirrors reflect magic. They can send it back, block it, or amplify it. Okay. We said that. To enhance the spell, work on it from top of mirror, which I showed you. And this one, as well as the box of mirrors, you can also stop bad behavior by putting them in a box. Okay. It will make them powerless as well because they have to face themselves. But that's how you take care of a bully as well. I forgot to mention that. But I think that's it, guys. Again, if you are using, or if you want truth to come out, throw in some calamus root. Okay. Calamus root you can find on a Amazon, I think, for about 20 bucks. You know, I don't know how many ounces are in it. Maybe 16, maybe less than that. I don't know. But it's, and you don't use a lot of it. It can be beneficial too if you use it in a tea, but I can't remember exactly. It's an anti-inflammatory. Just remember that. But yeah, this is 2 grams. Yeah, 100 grams. And this was about $20. Okay. Which again is for it's your truth teller. If you want to make your truth serum, calamus root. That's your baby that you want. They will be forced to tell you the truth. They will. Anyways, guys, it's not a long one tonight. It's not, because it's not a big, doesn't take a long time to do some of these spells. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I love answering questions. Oh yes, and yes, Brian's right. You can also use mirrors for glamour magic. Yeah, if it also can be used for, yeah, glamour magic to boost your confidence too. Okay, I'm just trying to think of what else you can use it for. Oh goodness, not off the top of my head. I think I wrote everything down that I wanted to. Yeah, just make sure. That's all I say is just make sure you cleanse the mirror. Okay? Cleanse it. There's a reason why they make scary movies with mirrors in it. There's some truth to it. And you can't get away from it. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, there we go. I'm going to blow this one out because I'm not using it. I'm going to thank my gods and goddess. Say it mentally in my head sometimes. I'm just going to lay it down, and I'm going to say goodnight to my goddess. I came in, and my God, I was here too. I always like to acknowledge that they were here helping me along the way. Hello, Harley. Okay, what did you have a question? So for the protection one, you write the names of those you want to protect and put them in between the two outward facing mirrors. Yes. Yes. So if this was for you, you would put your name on the center, on the inside, on both sides, and then put them together like that. Okay? So the mirrors are on the outside. If you want them to face themselves and deal with their shit, you can even write it on a piece of paper. Deal so and so, deal with your shit. Boom. like that. Rita, the one that hit us in the accident. You gotta see yourself for what you are. You don't want to acknowledge anything, it's gonna come down. It's not a threat, it's a promise. A witchy promise. Oh, we can make witchy promises. We just don't know what's coming up, do we? I have a name. I have an address. I can make a tag lock. I know you guys like when I get a little evil. I have to be sometimes, right? If you want things to work out in your life, sometimes you have to take the bull by its horn and make it work for you. That's where magic comes in. Okay. And you are a magical being. Okay. And everybody has the capability of doing their witchy stuff on their own. You guys, we do this together so that if you have questions, you can ask and build up your confidence. Oh my God. If I wish I had this when I was growing up. It would have made things so much easier. But now that I know everything, no, I'm joking, guys. I learn every day, and that's the thing about being a witch. Okay. You got to understand that we are not here to know everything all. Okay. We are sisters. We are daughters of earth. Okay. We are always learning. We are always learning. Okay. We're learning how to take better care of her. We're learning how to take better care of ourselves. We're learning how to heal ourselves, how to help heal others. And oh, that's hot. Don't touch your cauldron if it's hot. Oh, goodness. Yeah, what else? Oh, what did you say? I have arachnoid. Oh, yes, I know that you have that, Sherry. What did you say? Use the bubble and mirrors on the bus and can now meditate on the bus, and I don't have to. That's amazing, Sherry. That's amazing. See? When you know how to do that, it's amazing how when you cut cords, you ground and protect, and you throw that bubble around you of protection, and you visualize mirrors all around you, you will bounce off any energy that is coming at you that you don't know how to deal with. And it will help you immensely. As an empath myself, I'm telling you that that was the only way that I can function some days. I'm so rattled if I don't cleanse if I don't cleanse myself daily. If I don't cut my cords daily, I am a mess. Okay, and you will see it. I'm not clear, and I'm not clear with my thinking and my words if I'm not cleansed. I'm all over the place. Now I'm all over the place to some degree just because of my ASD, but that's part of my sparkling personality. At least that's what I think. That's what I say. But no, seriously, we are the witches that we couldn't be burned, right? We have to take our power back. And that fear, Sherry, that fear of going out in public comes from fear of a past life that you would have got killed for being yourself. I've had to work through anxiety, social anxiety. Holy shit. Even going to parties, I had a hard time going to parties. Even if I was outside, I couldn't be around people. Now, huge difference. Huge difference. Now I choose who I want to be around. That's the difference. Now I choose who I want to be around. I do not let people tell me that I have to. No, I don't. I don't have to anything. Just letting you know, I don't have to anything. If I don't like the energy, I'm not participating. If I don't want to be there, I don't participate. I don't care what anybody thinks anymore. I take care of my energy first. I might hurt some people's feelings. They might take it personal. If they take it personal, that's their own doing. Because it's nothing personal. It has everything to do with me and what I need to do to ground and protect my energy before I go out in public. And if somebody doesn't understand that, they are not meant for me to be friends with. It's just it. And I can say goodbye to that a lot quicker than I used to. Years and years ago, I used to think something was wrong with me. No, I'm just sensitive. Of course, my husband is calling me. I wonder why. It's early. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go for right now. And yeah, because that's all there is. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to post it on the group site. Remember that yeah, if you have any questions, anything else, guys, I don't think. Good night. Thanks, Shannon. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks, Harley. Always. Thanks, Brian. I'm always, I'm, thanks, Bridget. I am so grateful for all of you all the time. Always, always. So I will talk to you all later, okay? Talk to you now. Or, oh my God, I can't even say that. See you. Oh my goodness. See, I'm trying to say goodbye and I'm having a hard time saying goodbye. Ciao for now, witches. There we go. Ciao for now.